Guys, Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy is happening this weekend, March 21st, and I'm very excited for this because this is a matchup where you're just like, this is sick. These are two very skilled fighters and two guys who I'm kind of surprised they haven't actually fought each other before. Even though Lerone Murphy came up in the rankings a little later than Movsar, I'm surprised that this wasn't a made fight, maybe a year ago. But as we know, Movsar has been inactive, man. He's not an active fighter. Now, I love Movsar. I love his style. I think he's actually a really good fighter. Same exact thing with Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy is a definition of an MMA fighter. If someone told me, you know, if if a genie said, "Hey, I'm sending you to a different world and you're gonna spawn back as Lerone Murphy," I'd be like, "Okay, that's sick," because Lerone Murphy is a very good fighter, very well rounded, good grappling, good defensive grappling, good offensive grappling, good hands, good boxing, very crisp. Doesn't really overextend a lot. Just very tight striking, I would say. Movsar Evloev, elite wrestler, elite grappler. He will grab onto you and it's very hard to get him off. Now, his initial takedowns, I believe Movsar, let's just go here. Movsar's initial takedowns are not that good, actually. His actual takedowns are not that good. But when you're down, man, it's hard to get back up. We don't see really people get back up. We saw Diego Lopez offer him a submission threat. We saw Arnold Allen. He couldn't even get Arnold Allen down. But Movsar Evloev, I just wish he was more active, obviously. Now, this is for the belt. This is for to fight for the belt, if that made sense. This is a number one contenders matchup. Very good. We got Lerone Murphy, the 36-year-old prospect. I think he's actually like 35, 34, 36. Movsar Evloev, a bit decently younger. I don't even think Movsar is 30 yet, if I'm not mistaken. Don't come after me if I got that wrong. Very good fighters though. Now, how does this fight really play? First of all, I'm not predicting any of the other card. Why are they doing Michael Page this dirty? Michael Venom MVP this dirty? But I guess no one really wants to fight MVP. That's all. Honestly, all I'm getting from this. It's a welterweight belt too. This actually makes no sense. Luke Riley, big prospect from the UK. Roman Dilly, I really don't care, honestly. Movsar Evloev, I believe, like, this is actually a decently tough fight to call because I think it comes down to the initial takedown defense. I think if Movsar is able to take Lerone Murphy down, I don't think Lerone Murphy gets up. And also, Lerone Murphy has really good takedown defense. But is it really that good? Because we saw Patricio. Oh my god. Oh, what am I doing? We saw in the not Patricio Pitbull. Aaron Pico fight. I don't know. My brain's all over the place. In the Aaron Pico fight, Aaron Pico was on smoke. Very good boxing. Actually, not really good boxing. It just seemed like he had good boxing. Lerone Murphy on the back foot the whole time. And that's actually a problem, I think, that comes into here. Lerone Murphy being on the back foot. But I'll mention that in a second. Aaron Pico able to take down Lerone Murphy decently easily, actually. But Lerone Murphy wasn't able to keep him down. Because Aaron Pico does not have elite control. He does not have elite control like a Movsar. Or really submission threats like Movsar. And I know what you're saying. Movsar submissions, finishes. Trust me, Movsar does. He does. But obviously in that Pico fight, Pico is not good. He tried some TJ Dillashaw type footwork, leaving him exposed. I knew in that fight, watching that fight, first of all, I predicted Lerone Murphy kind of just to piece up Aaron Pico for 3 rounds. But no. He knocked him out because Aaron Pico got a little too confident, maybe even cocky. Good boxing, good hands, power in his hands, right? leaves himself open. No head movement. Kind of just rushes in, not really thinking that much. He practices too much of combinations instead of reacting to what his opponent does, I believe. And that's what costed him in that number one type contenders fight against Lerone Murphy. Movzar can be reckless like that too. He actually can. Movzar can be a little reckless and he can get into firefights. We saw it with Diego Lopez right away. He started getting reckless with Lopez right away. Even Arnold Allen. Eljo, that fight was so good. When I watched the Aljamain Sterling fight with Movzar Evloev, I thought Eljo won initially. Then I rewatched it. I still thought Eljo won. But maybe that's probably because I'm a huge Aljamain Sterling fan. But it was not a robbery. And I do see why they gave that to Movzar. Movzar Evloev, for him to be able... First of all, he got taken down and controlled by Eljo. But he also took down Eljo. And then he outstruck him in round 2 actually pretty impressively. I know there wasn't much of that. The scrambles were amazing. But to be able to even do that to Aljamain Sterling... Lerone Murphy could never do that to Eljo. Lerone Murphy could not even take down Eljo. He could probably take down Eljo, but Eljo would get right back up, right? Eljo's a different level of grappling, and Movzar is a different level of grappling. And I think this comes down to Lerone Murphy's kind of game plan. And a lot of people, including me, make the mistake of predicting fights on how they want the fighters to fight and how they think the fighters, oh, if the fighter does this, they will win. But we got to talk about how the fighters actually fight when they get in the octagon. And how they fight, Lerone Murphy is on the back foot a little too much, man. And he gets himself against the cage. We saw it against Josh Emmett. We saw it against Aaron Pico. We saw it against Dan Ige. Dan Ige took him down. Guys, I believe Movzar, he's going to be on pressure with Lerone Murphy. He's going to know, Movzar is going to know, hey, this guy goes against the cage. He's going to shoot. That's the difference here, you know. Josh Emmett isn't going to shoot every time Lerone is against the cage. And when Josh Emmett did shoot, he dunked Lerone Murphy on his head, you know. Dan Ige able to shoot on Lerone Murphy against the cage, take him down. Aaron Pico, all of them was against the cage, right? And I believe Movzar, he can get a little reckless, but Lerone Murphy is not a reckless fighter. He doesn't get into like super firefights, you know? And he's out of his element if he does. So I believe Movzar Evloev, I could see him getting his first finish in the UFC on Lerone, man. We could just see a difference in levels here. And also, Movzar Evloev is more ripped than his last fight. I just saw a recent photo. Maybe it could have been fake. I could be, AI. I don't know. But I just saw a recent photo. I think, no, it was Wednesday. It was media day. They did all the pictures and stuff. He looks even more ripped than the Eljo fight. It's crazy. Obviously, he might be on some stuff. It doesn't matter, though. They all are. I think Movzar Evloev, his grappling is just on a different level. He actually does have a little bit of power in his hands. He has decent boxing. I am worried that Lerone Murphy could front kick him in the chin. That is a worry of mine. But if he tries that, man, Movzar is gonna snatch a single leg, and it's not gonna be good. I think Movzar, I think he wins this fight because Lerone Murphy, he backs up too much. He lets the other fighter dictate the fight. Now he could be a back foot type fighter. But come on, man. If you're going to do that against Movzar, you're going to get taken down. Especially against the cage. You give time to work. I think Movzar... Do I want to be different and be like a different type of guy to say Movzar finishes Lerone? I'm seeing the positions he was getting on Eljo in the second and third round. Even at the end of the first. Man... I think I'm going to make a bold statement. I think Movzar Evloev is going to TKO Lerone Murphy ground and pound third or fourth round. And it's going to be from the back. Lerone Murphy gets kind of flattened out. Movzar's on his back, and he's raining down shots to the side of Lerrone's head. I actually think it's going to be a TKO KO in that sense. And we could even maybe see an early type stoppage situation. But or even that happens and Lerone is somehow able to get out. I can really see Movzar taking Lerrone's back, just working with it. He's not going to get it right away, but he's going to keep shooting. He's going to work on it. He's going to work with it. And he's shorter too. That's going to be hard. Like, these shorter wrestlers, like Lerrone's 5'9", Movzar's 5'7". Less reach, less leg reach. He's going to have to grapple. It's going to be hard. I think he does actually take. I think he does kind of take the back of Lerone Murphy. Maybe even mounts him. I think his ground and pound. I could be crazy. Maybe I'm just trying to be different. Guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Whatever you want. Just subscribe, like, share the video with your friends. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this fight. This is a sick fight. I love both of these fighters. Lerone Murphy, definition of a good fighter. Movzar Evloev, definition of a specialist. The specialist versus let me make some title here. The specialist versus I don't know. But I believe Movzar Evloev ground and pound TKO against Lerone Murphy. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace out.